Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
The Brahmanas, the science of our manifestation. The science of our manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. It is a science because it can be repeated and it can be done by each and every one. And the evidences to support that it is science and everybody can manifest all the Paramashiva. The scriptural references, the Shastra Pramana. Pramana is evidences. The scriptural references, Shastra Pramana, are the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures. The Vedas and the Agamas are the scriptures. And Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamas, Alvars, Siddhas, and so many of them who are the authority of Hinduism, who manifested all the powers of Paramashiva. They were humans and they had a superconscious breakthrough, manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. So all of them are the authority of Hinduism. All the powers they manifested are authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. The Apta Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. Beautifully, Bhagavan has mapped all the aptas and all the shastras and manifested all the powers as his very own leelas on planet Earth, explaining how a human being can have a superconscious breakthrough. Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramanas are all of us, experiences of the millions of disciple, devotees, follower all around the world, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. And all are documented, all are studied, and all are authentic, time-tested, and scientific, and foolproof. All these pramanas again and again refer to us, evidence refer to us that we can manifest the powers. Whoever comes to Bhagavan has clearly said, whoever comes to the Kailash courtyard, I myself will manifest through them as abundance, as auspiciousness, and all the powers simply will manifest through them as Paramashiva. Pratyaksha Pramana, again the scientific study, the evidences from the science, how each one of us experience the thoughtless space where our thoughts per second becomes zero, where we experience the oneness with Paramashiva, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. So measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state is clearly seen whether they have measured in Bhagavan's brain or the balasans or the devotees. All of them clearly show they are in the deep sleep state. According to the science, it is thought, zero thought they understand as deep sleep. But we are very active and we are constantly experience the higher reality. That beautiful space can be experienced by all beings to be a superconscious beings. So beautifully Bhagavan has given the pramanas. Let's go to the pramanas. The first is the Shastra Pramana, the reference from the scriptures. This is from Shiva Samhita 5.7678.
अणिमादिगुणप्रदा वायुस्सन्नटदते देहे रसवृद्धिर्भवेद्ध्रुवम् आकाशपनकजगल्पीयूषमपि वर्धते साध्यते तस्य स्यात् परमा सिद्धिर् अणिमादिगुणप्रदा वायुः सनचरते देहे रसवृद्धिर्भवेद्ध्रुवम् आकाशपनकजगल्पीयूषमपि वर्धते.
Beautifully, Bhagavan, eternal lotus also increases in him the amrita that flows inside us. Each of these powerful cognition which manifest as powers, you can experience the oneness and manifest a glimpse of the power. But if you understand and cognize, it becomes part of your reality. Then a shift happens in the way you perceive. How you have had so many shifts. You are a crawling baby, then you became a little child, and from the child you grew up to a young adult, and from the young adult to the teen, and from the teen to the youth, and from the youth to the middle age. Each of them, you can understand how your reality has shifted your cognition from your understanding. For example, a baby looking at a mirror, it will think there is another person and search for that person. But after 2 years, the kid understands it is a reflection. For the word reflection to be cognized, it took 2 years. That is exactly how we have to cognize what Bhagwan is giving us, the higher reality. All of us understand that whatever we are going through, but we have to understand there is a bigger reality where Bhagwan sees, like how our parents saw there is a reflection that is in the mirror and teaches the child. Same way, we have to understand there is some higher reality which is a possibility where everything is possible, and the higher and higher reality that we expand into, the higher possibility starts existing as our reality. Bhagwan beautifully says there's not something as limit or its end of it, but it is ultimate. It is an ultimate experience if you understand the higher reality. Here Bhagwan beautifully says death is eaten by him. As long as we have the mind and the body, the death happens to the body, happens to the mind, but death does not happen to the consciousness. So where is that? I don't understand something. And he says that he is eaten by none. The person who has experienced that he is consciousness, he has no more death to his body or his mind because he's gone beyond it. It is like how you became a child and you have become a youth and you have gone beyond. You don't anymore crawl or cry for food. You know how to go and get your food done. Same way, the higher reality, we start understanding much deeper. If you're searching for some parking lot from the ground floor and thousands of cars are there, it's so difficult. But if you're looking from a higher space, from a 10th floor, you will just point it in a minute because you understand. So the perception shift that you have, the cognitive shift, makes you manifest powers. And each of these powers that we manifest is not some small game that we are playing here, but something inside us, the blocks, the incompletions, that gets redundant and irrelevant. And we expand into higher reality. The Bhagwan beautifully says, Jnana Vairagya Bhakti. When you understand, have a cognition and Vairagya, again and again, meticulously in detail, are able to understand in each of the action the context that we are in. The context is Jnana, the action itself is Vairagya, and in the form of oneness with Paramashiva, Bhakti. All these three together forms the new space of cognitive shift. Bhakti, we can see hundreds and thousands of people doing all kinds of ritual. But are they doing as per the scriptures? Are they following the details, the action that they need to do? Has that aligned to the Shastra references? That is the Vairagya. And understanding the context, why we need to do what we need to do, that everything that we need to understand is the context of we are a higher dimension. I am Paramashiva, who's that action, and the whole reality happens as a reality for me to experience. Understanding each and everything and doing the actions meticulously, the Vairagya and Jnana happens, and then the Bhakti will flower into the conscious space. Bhagwan beautifully says a beautiful story where Krishna is waiting for his breakfast and Arjuna is sleeping. So he asks Rukmani to go and wake him up. And she comes and says, Krishna, have you had your food? And Rukmani went and nobody came. All of them completely in a different space. Narada is playing his veena, and Rukmani and Gopikas are completely in higher space where they are completely engrossed in the higher reality. And he goes to see Arjuna. What is he doing? He was in the deep sleep. But in the deep sleep also, he was chanting Krishna's mantra, the name of Lord Krishna, in such a pure space that he was. Everybody just melted into the space of oneness. And then he goes and holds Krishna, Arjuna's feet, and presses for such a beautiful space that he had created. And simply Arjuna wakes up to understand what was going on. Even in the deepest sleep, that he was cherishing was Krishna. All he lived was only as Naranarayana, Krishna himself as the reality. That bhakti, even in the deep sleep, reflected only that consciousness space. When you're so